Welcome back to the Namida's Recycle Bin level solving commentary video series. And today we're going to be starting the step 6 rank, so aka the 6th rank. And yeah, these are the Lemmings +3 gimmicks. And this is the largest rank in the entire pack. Yeah, there's 29 levels in total, which means these levels will be split among 3 videos. Yeah, before we are finished, and then we move on to the step 7 rank. So yeah, it's gonna take quite some time, but yeah, to be honest, the video series is moving much faster than I expected. Um, yeah, we are moving along though. So we're already like halfway through the covering the media's recycle bin pack here, and I don't think it's been 70 levels, but I could be wrong though. Yeah, we're making pretty good progress here. So anyway, yeah, let's go ahead and get started. So yeah, first up we have Lemmings +3 Gimmicks 1. Just a garden variety lemming. These are the gimmick levels which were removed from Lemmings +3, and those found in its bonus pack that were not reused. Yeah, because again, it's going to work the exact same way as a Lemmings +2 gimmicks rank. Because in more modern versions of Neo Lemmings, yeah, all gimmicks were cold except for the zombie one. Yeah, which still exists in Neo Lemmings today. And so, yeah, as a result, yeah, these levels that have gimmicks do not work. Won't work in modern versions of Neo Lemmings because they got cold and everything. And so for that reason, yeah, the pretty much a lot of these gimmick levels were reworked so that they don't rely on the gimmicks that they used to. Yeah, in the early days of Neo Lemmings. Yeah, for the Lemmings +3 pack. So yeah. I think some of them were just outright removed, but I think for the most part, yeah, Namida tried to rework them into normal levels. Yeah, that don't have the gimmick actives. So anyway. And yes, this rank also contains those 2 levels, which won't work on this Neo Lemmings player version. Yeah, which in that case I'll have to load up the Lemmings +3 bonus pack. Yeah, like EXE or something. Because that's the one where direct drop is enabled. Yeah, because those 2 levels, those 2 impossible levels did rely on the direct drop mechanic. Anyway. So yeah, as you can see, there's 29 levels, but 21 and 28 are missing because again, those 2 levels are impossible on this particular version of Neo Lemmings. So 15 of everything here, and I don't think there was any like particular gimmick enabled on this one. I think it's just a normal like Lemmings +3 level. Oh no, that's the gimmick. Okay, yeah, that I forgot about. So yeah, this one does exist in the Lemmings +3 bonus pack, but as a normal level, I believe, because this one essentially had 1 minute on the clock. Yeah, and a very limited skill set. It's one of those like difficult Lemmings +3 repeats. Yeah, found in the I think it might be in the Lemmings +3 pack as well for new formats. But I could be remembering wrong though. But it was definitely available in the Lemmings +3 bonus pack. Yeah, I think this was like the first level of the 2nd rank of the bonus pack, I believe. By the way, yeah, the gimmick here is the I think it's called the Lazy Workers gimmick. In that, yeah, the digging destructive skills, they only last for 1 stroke. In the case of the Basher and the Miner. And the Digger, I don't remember how many strokes he takes before he stops. But it's like 2 or 3, I think. But yeah, building also lasts a shorter amount of time. You only get 4 bricks, I believe. So yeah, interrupt mid-stroke with a builder. And then... Okay, we don't do that there, okay. But we just have him do it again. Yeah, bash and then interrupt with a builder. Okay, and then build. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so only 4 bricks. So, turn him around again with a builder. Yeah, then you just repeatedly mine until you get through the one-way wall. So yeah, only 1 stroke. And then just finally bash the crowd out. Yeah, and then we've turned him around again with a builder, and that's it. I think it also applies to the permanent skills as well, in that like the climbers, they keep on going until they reach the maximum height at which they will fall and still be able to survive the fall. While floaters, on the other hand, I think they only last for a second and then they just revert to a faller. Yeah, unless I'm confusing it with the other gimmick, but I don't know. Yeah. Because there's just like so many gimmicks, and I occasionally get them mixed up. But I believe that's what happens to the permanent skills. Yeah, that I just mentioned. Anyway, Lemons +3 gimmicks 2. Blow your mind. So yeah, as you can see, yeah, we already did these levels before in the Lemons +3 repeats rank. Yeah, the previous rank. Yeah, where was the gimmick here? Yeah, this one is just a harder repeat. Yeah, in the Lemons +3 bonus pack. Oh yes, this is yeah, bomber survive. So yeah, it's just a lot of bombing through, and there's only one lemming, rather than like 20 or whatever the count was. Okay, and builders last as normal. Yeah, then zigzag the other way to get back up. Yeah, then one final bomber should do it. Yep. So yeah, it's not too difficult of a level, but yeah, it was in the Lemons +3 bonus pack. Yeah, it's essentially like the harder version or the harder repeat of it. Yeah, that we already saw in the previous rank. Of Lemons +3 repeats. Lemons +3 Gimmicks 3, the North Korean method. Yeah, pretty much these Lemons +3 gimmick levels, I don't quite remember, because these are not in the Lemons +3 bonus pack. Yeah, not at least not all the gimmick levels. Yeah, for Lemons +3. Yeah, I forget how many there are before we, before the rest of them would be ones that can be found in the Lemons +3 bonus pack. But I am wondering if these are just the Lemons +3 levels that used to exist in the Lemons +3 pack, and are just gimmick levels. This is number 3, I believe. So yeah, there's some of this right here. It's either slow freeze or radiation. So yeah, 99 release rate, and then we use the nuke. Yeah, this is another level where the bombers survive. It does not kill them. Yeah, we use it because, you know, we don't have enough bombers to get through. Okay, bomb there at the building. Okay, I blocked there, so why did I do that? Okay, bash on through. Oh, I see. Yeah, in order to build to reach the exit. Okay, and then I released the blocker with a bomber. Yeah, and then finally just built to reach the exit, and that's it. So yeah, we don't even make use of this, so I have no idea if it's radiation or slow freeze. Plus, I don't know if it's possible to reach them. Yeah, on this level. Lemons +3 Gimmicks 4. Got a backup? Okay, what gimmick is... Oh, backwards lemmings. So, yeah, they just walk backwards. So, send up a climber. Okay, make the third lemming a blocker. So after finishing climbing, yeah, then we go ahead and bash, because now he's facing the correct direction. Okay, dig. And then after he's low enough, then we're gonna go ahead and build. Yeah, so that he's facing the correct direction to build to the left. So yeah, that's a survival job. Yeah, send up another climber. Yeah, so that, because he's facing the correct direction after he lands. So we bash through the one-way wall there. Yeah, and then finally, we're just going to bash with a non-climber. Yeah, when they're facing the correct direction. And that's it. And our blocker is our only loss here. I believe it is in Lemmings +3. Yeah, this level. Yeah, just without the gimmick. Yeah, but I can't remember. Lemmings +3 Gimmicks 5. Such a backwards word. So yeah, we start with 2 pre-placed lemming here. Pre-placed lemmings. I think this is also found in Lemmings +3. Okay, so climber here, and then bash on through with the other one. Okay, bash on through once he faces the correct direction. Okay, and then we're gonna go ahead and mine. Yeah, so that he does not go out the wrong way or face the wrong way. Yeah, and then we build to make a platform for the entrance. Okay, block here. Then another blocker there. Okay, and then we're gonna go ahead and build the other way now. Yeah, so we have a climber who would do the rest of the work, it appears. Okay, build so that he hits the tray and turns around, and then we can build to the right twice. Yeah, then we're just gonna go ahead and wait for him to climb back up. Oh, looks like I is that another climbing? Yeah. So it looks like I just used some timing here, I think. Okay, mine with the second one, and then the first one would just go on and bash. Yep, and that's already it. So finish with a digger left over. Yeah, I can't save this pre-placed lemming down here. So now that I think about it, I wonder what was the purpose of bashing there, because I don't think it served any purpose in the solution. So that was a complete waste, it appears. Lemmings +3 Gimmicks 6 limited requests. And yeah, I was told by my friend who gave me this, gave me the Lemmings +3 bonus pack. He was pretty much the first one to to be able to solve this level. And I gotta say, congrats, because yeah, it's always pretty difficult working with the gimmick that's active on this level. And I would agree there, because yeah, I tend to have a lot of problems with this gimmick as well. It's level 6, right? Yeah, 5 of everything here. Doesn't look that bad, but no, you shall see. It's much worse than what you're seeing. So you build here, yeah, and then notice when I cursor over the builder, yeah, it does not turn into a box anymore. And so that pretty much tells you that the gimmick that's enabled here is the 1 skill per lemming. So it can be very, very hard to work with. These levels tend to be very challenging, and namida does a pretty good job with levels that have this gimmick. Yeah, to make them very, very difficult. Yeah, so after 3 lemmings, I go ahead and up the release rate to 60. Okay, dig with second lemming. And yeah, I up to 96, and then drop it back down to the default. Yeah, for 2 lemmings. Okay, and then I dig right behind the first digger. Yeah, so it's really just to be able to stop the others from going out to the right later. Yeah, so block here just before the digger gets through. Okay, next one will build, and then the next lemming will build as well. Yeah, because as you can see, we can only lose 1 lemming here. So it's very, very vital that you close off the gap before anyone else dies to the bottomless pit here. Yeah, because that first builder that finished the first staircase here is our only loss. It's the only loss that we can afford. And then, yeah, I tried to release the bash, I mean the blocker, but I failed there. So I needed another basher. Yeah, then we just need to get a little bit higher, because the exit is a little further down. Yeah, it's hidden inside the terrain here. Yeah, and then finally all that's left to do is to mine to get to the exit. Anytime now, there we go. Yeah, and it is right here. So that's why we needed that builder, to get a little higher. Yeah, before we started mining. But yeah, I would definitely agree here, though, that the low is pretty difficult because of the gimmick. Yeah, 1 skill per lemming. But yeah, it's really not as difficult as it would suggest, though. It is not too bad, yeah, once you realize what you need to do. in order to overcome the shortcomings of the gimmick that's active here. Lemmings plus 3 Gimmicks 7, controlled on trial. I think this might be the last one, yeah, before we encounter those that are also in the Lemmings plus 3 bonus pack. As for this one, I do not remember what's active here. Yeah, gosh, it's been so long since I've seen plenty of these levels. This one, I think that might be radiation, but I can't remember. Okay, yeah, so it's not backwards walking lemmings. Okay, block here. Okay, it looks like it's still the 1 skill per lemming. Yeah, it's still one skill per lemming here. Yeah, and there'll be several more of these levels later on in the rank as well. Okay, and then build here. Some of them will go splat in the meantime, it appears. But that's okay, because you're allowed to lose several. Okay, now what do I do? Okay, I make him a climber. Uh-oh, it might have been for the walls before the exit. Okay, yeah, we bombed the lemming that just got the countdown. Yeah, in order to get underneath the trigger. And yeah, the ones that fall off the staircase splat because, yeah, they lowered the height, so therefore they fall enough to splat. Yeah, and then go ahead and mine at the end of the staircase here. Yeah, in order to make the fall survivable, it appears. Okay, I make him a climber as well. Yeah, so this one is used for this one, and then this one is used for that. So yeah, this would suggest that it's radiation, so that we can make a nice ramp for the others to get through. Okay, and then here I bomb this one. Yeah, in order to make this a nice ramp. Okay, and also block here. Yeah, it's basically to control where the bombers go off, because, you know, you don't want to destroy the ramp so that they're not able to get to the exit later on. So yeah, while radiation is normally seen as very, very annoying, yeah, I have seen some really, really good, like, slow freeze / radiation puzzles in very early Neo-Lemmings, yeah, for some packs. But admittedly, yeah, they are pretty difficult to, like, make, though. Especially since outside of the nuke, yeah, that's the only other time that you would see, like, timed bombers and everything. Yeah, in Neo-Lemmings. Okay, yeah. So the reason for this is so we can also get underneath the radiation here as well. Yeah, because we already have a nice way to get to the exit. Yeah, and that's already it. Okay, yeah, or I could just bomb the blocker. Oh, no, I cannot bomb the blocker, sorry. Because, yeah, because he was already assigned the blocker, you cannot assign any more skills to him. So no, therefore I had to use the nuke to end the low. Or I could just press the escape key, it doesn't really matter. Lemmings plus 3 Gimmicks 8, Red Remix. Yes, this is the, features the backwards walking lemmings. So, you know, they're aka the moonwalk. Yeah, which was a dance technique that was popularized by the late Michael Jackson. Yeah, who used it on his Billie Jean song or music video. It's 8, I believe. So yeah, these are the ones that are found in the Lemmings plus 3 bonus pack. So yeah, we did have a backwards walking lemming, yeah, like earlier. I think there were 2 of them. Yeah, either 1 or 2, but I guess those were just the levels that you can find in the Lemmings plus 3 pack for new formats, but just we worked into a normal level without the gimmick. Okay, so bomb to avoid the trap trigger here, and then send up a climber. Yeah, there's a trap trigger where the white piece thingy is. Okay, mine here. Okay, put a blocker here. Okay, bomb here. Oh no, build. Yeah, make sure you're going to the right so that you can get up. Okay, block before the trap trigger. And then just build it to reach the exit, and that's it. Yep, and that's already it. Yeah, and then just bomb the blockers. Alrighty, Lemmings plus 3 gimmicks 9. Bring them on up. Yeah, I believe the rest of the levels for the rank, yeah, they're all found in the Lemmings plus 3 bonus pack. So we're done with the Lemmings plus 3 exclusive levels. Yeah, outside the bonus pack. Or rather, the Lemmings plus 3 levels in which they used to be gimmick levels in Lemmings plus 3. Yeah, before they had to be reworked to work as normal levels. Yeah, if namida decide to keep them for the new formats version. Possibly even the old formats version as well, but no, I've not played that though. But it is available for download at the Old Neil Lemmings website, number 9. So yeah, 6 pre-placed lemmings. We block with the final one. Yeah, down here, yeah, on either side, and it's again it's backwards walking lemmings as well. Yeah, and it's 2 of everything. Okay, dig here, and then bash on through. Okay, okay, it looks like I make the basher mine. Yeah, this gets these pre-placed lemmings out. Okay, and then we mine here to release these guys. Yeah, at the right spot in order to get them out. Okay, and then build. And then he will connect here. Yes, just barely, but he does. Okay, and then we finally build to the right. Yeah, to reach the exit. Yeah, the builder doesn't exit yet, but he will once he comes back around. Or when he walks backwards. Yes. And then finally just release these guys with a digger, and that's it. Yeah, max at the release right here. Yeah, then I just use the nuke. Yeah, and of course I could just use the bomber instead if I wanted. And finally, Lemmings plus 3 gimmicks 10, cable lock. A pretty difficult one, but it's a pretty nice one though. Makes pretty good use of the backwards walking lemmings here. Okay, with the first one we're gonna go ahead and build. Yeah, at this particular spot. And then when he lays all 12 bricks, we're gonna go ahead and dig. Yeah, and then after a bit, we're gonna go ahead and build. So it is a bit precise here, but yeah, with them cleverly used, yeah, you will see why. And then we go ahead and dig here so that we can send out a climber. Yeah, pretty much at the same height here. Looks like I sent up another climber, or maybe he's the climber. No. Send a climber here to get the button to unlock the exit. Okay, dig here. And then build. Yeah, again, same height as the others. And then the climber that just got released, we're gonna go ahead and mine the crowd out. Okay, here's a pretty clever thing here. Wait for him to walk backwards. And then once he turns around and walks backwards the other way, yeah, now we're gonna go ahead and dig where his center isn't on anything, which allows us to cancel him with a blocker. Yeah, and that's it. So very, very nice. So it's a pretty difficult one, but it's a really nice solution. Yeah, making very good use of the backwards walking lemmings gimmick. Alrighty, so that's the first 10 levels of the Lemmings plus 3 gimmicks rank. So next time we will continue with 10 more levels of the rank. So with this, hope you enjoyed the video, the namida Super Psycho Pin level solving commentary. And I'll see you all for the next one.